You're a traitor!
What's that belt, bro?
Traitor, bitch!
Put
Your mom doesn't love you!
the belt on your knees! Woman, you gotta dress yourself.
Who are you? I'm an NRA member.
Okay, great.
I'm a proud NRA member. I am. I'm a proud NRA member. I'm a proud NRA member. These lobbyists don't care about you. You just another cell to them,
Let
sir.
him talk. Let him talk to you, please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nobody, not a single member from the NRA harm a single child.
Correct.
Not a single member from the NRA
Correct.
harm a single child.
Would you?
Right?
Would you support?
Right.
You're right. I said you're right.
Now, let me say this. I am very concerned
Okay.
about violence like anybody else is.
Correct.
And there's zero tolerance for violence.
Thank you.
Right?
Sir.
My name is Vernon Jones. I'm from Georgia.
Okay, Vernon.
And I'm a Second Amendment defender and protector.
We don't
But
want
that's
a
my
assault
right.
weapon. We don't want
That's my
assault
right.
weapon.
Like
We
you
don't
have your
want
right.
assault weapon.
That's my right.
We don't want assault weapons.
That's what Mr.
Let's not yell. Let's not yell. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Yes,
My
sir.
name is
Just
An-
Vernon. Just
Vernon.
Vernon. Yes.
My name is Angela Johnson. I'm with the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. I'm the accountability chair in Montgomery County. I have a 6-year-old grandson. I have a 28-year-old son. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I have a 13-year-old daughter. I am former law enforcement. I am trained with these weapons.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. The moment I have to stop and think that when I
calm
was
down. Wait, there's
when
no
I
yelling.
was
We don't have
in
to
the
yell at each other.
police academy,
Let's have a conversation.
For a person that's 20 years old,
Yeah.
by the time they are sworn in, they have to have been able to make their 21st birthday. In order for my kid that's 28 now, he had to be 21 to buy alcohol. But guess what?
And 18 to vote.
And guess what?
Correct.
We're
So what's
talking,
your
wait a minute.
point? What's your
My
point?
point right now is that kid that was 18 years old that went in there and killed all of those babies. Why is it that the NRA...
Oh, wait, don't yell at me because
why
I'm
is
not
it-
your enemy.
Why is it that the NRA is steady funding money to state representatives instead of going back? I'm
Now,
not
let me talk then.
anti-gun.
Let me
I'm
respond
not
then.
finished. I'm not finished yet.
Well, you
I'm not
can't have a
anti-
commentary all afternoon now.
I'm not-
I want to talk
no,
to
no,
other
no,
people
hold
too.
on. Well,
So get to it then.
So-
Get to it.
Let him talk.
Let's have a conversation.
Let her finish,
What
and then
we're
you have your
not gonna
rebuttal,
do-
sir.
We're gonna fix the gun laws. I'm not anti-gun. I'm anti-people that don't need to have those guns. Those are 18-year-olds who don't mentally have enough sense in order for them to know that when you pull a gun, that you're supposed to use it. And if
Okay,
you're
now I
not,
got your point.
Good.
Now let me
Okay,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
respond.
Go ahead.
Let's be clear about something. There's zero tolerance of violence. There are those over 18 who have not responsibly utilized guns.
Correct.
I agree.
In Chicago, from Chicago to Atlanta to New York to Baltimore, young black babies, boys and girls, are being shot down every weekend.
Correct.
Now, what I like to see is the same kind of damn demonstration going on there that's going on here. Is that fair? Is that fair? No, wait a minute. Let's wait. Is that fair? Because a life is a life. Is that not fair?
But we're talking about.
Now let me go to somebody else. Let me go to this young lady right here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You do. You do.
Educator.
Thank you.
I should not have an 18-year-old able to get access to an assault weapon. That's all. We have teachers like me that are afraid.
Can
that
we
are
agree
easy-
on that?
No,
Can we
that's
agree
all.
on that
I
one?
want you to know.
Let
bear
me
your
say
arms.
this. I think, you know what?
Can we agree on the
I
18-year-old?
think a lot of things 18-year-olds shouldn't have.
Thank you.
So you think
Thank you.
I don't think 6 and 7-year-olds should be pushed towards gender identity. A lot of things.
No, that is definition. Come on. Stick to the game.
Hey, now, if we're gonna talk, let's talk.
Don't
You say what you want to. You say what you want to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things children shouldn't be subjected to. Am I not? So a lot of things. So you know what? So you know what? Let's have a conversation. So you know
I
what?
might have a conversation.
Can I tell you?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr.
What you just said was how you feel. And let me be clear about this. It's worth me thinking about what you just said,
Thank
and I
you.
will.
18-year-olds are not
My
allowed.
thing is, being transgender don't kill you. but guns.
Well, hold on.
And I'm
But
telling
hold
you,
on.
Let's not get to that subject. Let's talk guns.
No. But no, I'm talking about, let me talk now. I'm talking about when we're talking about young people and children, then let's go across the board now. Let's go across the board. Now. Again, do you not agree that babies, young black boys, young black girls are shot down every weekend by black people?
Right, we agree.
And you don't see these rallies. Do you see these rallies? No, you don't. No, you don't. When in Atlanta, Georgia, when an 8-year-old baby girl was shot through the car and killed, when that 1-year-old baby girl in New York was shot and killed in a stroller, where was the outrage? So I'm just saying, if we care about lives, hold on now. If we care about lives, then let's care about all lives. Let's talk hypocritical, Mr. Jones. Now, Mr. Jones, that's your opinion. Who's the next question?
Your views are hypocritical. You don't want to admit that.
Sir, what's yours then?
You don't want to admit that.
I'll ask a question.
Let me answer my question.
You can answer your question. You already said, answer my question.
I'm going to answer my question.
Answer your question.
You don't want to admit the fact that the NRA has people like you, state legislators, our U.S. representatives, our senators, they got them in their pockets. You don't want to.
They're not in my pocket.
They're in your pocket.
Now you yelling. But if the NRA, wait, hold on. The NRA is the first civil rights organization ever founded. The NRA. Wait a minute now. A lot of black folks. I came out of that building.
You came out
Wait a
that building, but guess what?
hold on now.
Just because you black,
So now it's
don't
about
make-
race?
You made it that, and I'm gonna let you know something.
Okay.
All
Okay.
black
What
folks
you
ain't
yelling
us,
at me?
and folks ain't us for us.
So I'm gonna go to you now.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Because I'm an NRA member and I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna defend myself in a minute. But I love the NRA and I'm not backing down. So we need more God. We need more God in kids' lives. That's what we need. More God in kids' lives. It ain't the gun, it's the gun. There you go. That's what we need. Now what's next? Who's next? Who's next? All right, okay, go ahead. Who's next? Who's next? Hold on, now you had your time.
Where was the NRA when those kids were killed?
Where were you when that baby girl was shot down in Atlanta, Georgia? Now go ahead. Go ahead, what's yours?
So listen, 2 years ago, I'm not born yet, okay?
Okay.
But I went to the George Floyd rally here.
Okay.
Lots of good people in Houston.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
But a lot more people killed than George Floyd.
I know. But
A lot of black police officers are killed too. We don't talk about that.
no. I support.
Don't you agree?
Law
Black officers or no
enforcement.
officer should be shot down in cold blood, right?
Of course.
Okay. So let's spread across the
And
board.
guess what?
Nobody
No
should.
citizen should be shot by a police officer in the back of his head.
Well, let me tell you
He's
something.
running
And
from
no
a
police
situation.
officer and no police officer should be shot either in the back of their heads.
And guess
No,
what?
you're What's next? What's next?
Listen.
What's next? I love it. What's next?
Can we agree, because you said you're open to the 18-year-old, let's say 18 to 21, 18 to 25, no assault weapons should be, they can't buy assault weapon at that age yet. Can we agree with that? Can you talk to you?
Well, here's what I agree. Here's what I agree to.
What?
I'll listen to what you said. If you feel as though that no one should have a gun,
At a certain
be able
age.
to purchase a gun at a certain age,
Right.
I think that's something reasonable
Thank
to
you.
consider.
Thank you.
But I said that from the very beginning.
I know.
Because I'm not
Do you
the
guys
enemy,
talk about that over there?
but I have a right to
Does
feel the
your
way I
group-
feel too.
Sir, does your group?
But I'm not. So let's have a conversation. You're next.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. Let me come back to you.
Follow up. Do you guys talk about that inside? What you just said?
Did
that
I
you're
what now?
open regarding?
Oh, I've
age-
been saying that
age-
from-
No, not you. The group. Are you guys talking about maybe limiting an age on assault
I think
weapons?
there's a lot of women.
No, do you guys talk
You
about
want to
it?
answer your question? Or you want? Okay. I think a lot of people are having those conversations that are NRA members. I don't think they're immune from having those conversations.
But are you
So,
talking in the official convention meeting? Is it brought up? Yes or no?
I just said there's a lot of conversation about how we can make sure that those who are irresponsible
should not have it.
Do not have
Background
access
check.
to
Do you
those
agree
who
on
are
background
mental.
check?
There's a lot of
Do you
issues
agree
out there on the
background
table.
check?
I agree
Okay, good.
that their
Okay,
conversation
that's
should
all
be
I
had.
have.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
we talk on
It's always good to have a conversation.
Thank you.
Hold on one second. Hold on one
Go
second.
ahead, next.
Because you're with CNN, controlling Negroes Network, and I know your game.
Hey,
So I'm not going to play your game. Go
Get
ahead.
out the street.
Alright, so look, this is just a little bit that I have.
Come on.
I feel like, hold on, everybody. I'm just trying
Let him
to
talk.
Hey,
Let
get
him
out the
talk.
blame
Alright,
game
so
of the
go.
media. That's an old trend.
Well, no,
That's
I'm talking about you, but
Frank
him.
West uses.
I
We're
know.
sick and tired of it.
But he knows what I'm
Quit.
talking about.
Will you quit taking on the media? Doug?
Wait,
CNN.
You got a problem?
Wait.
You got a
I got a
problem?
problem because you
You know
attack
what you
the
are?
media.
No, I'm
You're
not.
what you
No,
are.
no.
You are
I am not
the
going
media.
to let the
You're not
liberal media tell me how to think.
You know what?
Go ahead.
You're not
Alright, so
thinking.
look.
See, you one of those liberals don't want a black man to be able to have the ability to think for himself. See, you from that plantation. I'm not on your plantation.
You love, hey,
Alright,
you love
right now,
Fox News.
Let's not get physical. Let's not get physical.
Alright,
Let's get physical.
Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
I'm an independent. I don't represent
Be
Republican
independent.
or Democrats.
Yes, sir.
My thing is about people, and I feel like to bring protection to our schools,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and add tax to these weapons, and we can use
Yeah.
the money from the weapons and bullets to fund and pay veterans to guard our schools. That's my thing.
You know what? I think what you just said, when you look at those ex-military men and women, they're trained. They're great Americans. They serve this country. I think it's a great idea to see how we can forge a relationship between ex-military and working with the school system so we can make sure our schools are protected. And let me tell you, I come from a family of veterans, 4 brothers and my dad, so I understand. And what you just said, you're the kind of persons, and others too, that want to sit down or love to sit down, and currently sitting down having these conversations.
Yes,
but screaming and fighting and just yelling, that doesn't get us anywhere.
It's not going to get us anywhere.
So that's a good idea.
And so look, I'm not here.
So do you not agree that this is a good idea?
I
so
yeah,
look,
okay, so what I
I know-
believe
Now, let him talk now, because
this is my friend.
next question.
I believe
Yes, I'm gonna go to this young lady right here. Ma'am?
I agree with you 100%.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not here to change your mind about anything.
Thank you. I'm not here to change yours.
And I'm not here to change anything
But I am here to
else's
listen.
mind.
Nobody else came over here and talked. I
But
came
here's
over and
the
talked,
problem.
right?
Here is the
Yeah.
problem.
No,
have
no,
your
you
thoughts.
got the camera, not me. You got the camera.
You have your opinions on things. Everybody
Yeah.
here has their opinions on things.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in listening to any of these adults. What I'm going to do is get a bunch of 12-year-olds together
Okay.
and ask them what they think the solution to the problem is. And I guarantee you, if I got 10 groups of 12-year-olds together across the country, they're all going to give me the same set of
I
recommendations.
don't think so. Let me tell you, I was born and reared on a farm. From day one, my mother and father taught me the importance and the responsibility of a firearm. We use it to hunt, to get food on our table. We use it to protect our property. When that fox came and hit that hen house, we lit him up like a Christmas tree. We knew where that gun was, and you don't touch that gun only for a certain reason. So guess what? I know a lot of young people right now, feel differently. So I don't think every 12-year-old you put in a room will have the same thought. And if they did, then something's not right.
Mr. Jones.
Because everybody should have their own
I would
independent
love
thought.
to see.
Mr. Jones.
Okay, so now I've asked you a question. Can I go to another one?
Mr.
Now,
Jones. Mr. Jones.
Give me a
I don't have cars. You can find me out Vernon Jones.
You say that you
Now, wait a minute. I'll talk to you. Let's talk to some other
You
people.
say you will talk to a veteran, Mr. Jones.
What would you change?
You say you will talk to a
Obviously,
veteran, Mr. Jones.
There's enough people here who say they want to see some sort of change.
Okay, now why don't you
Everyone's
identify
watching.
yourself? You're a reporter, right?
I'm a reporter.
Who are you with?
I'm with CNN.
All
So
right.
I'm just asking.
Okay, so-
I'm just asking. What would you want to see change? There are people here calling for change. This is what everybody's asking
And there are
for.
people in there who have an opinion as well.
Okay,
So
so
why
what's-
can't we respect theirs as well?
where's the
Well,
middle-
You got an opinion. Why can't they have an
Hold on.
opinion?
Where's the middle ground here then?
Here's the middle ground. The middle ground is sit down and have constructive conversation. Now, he said it's too late, but you know what? Now, watch. Let's start right now. What time is it now?
Give up.
What time is it? Now watch this. It's 6:30. Let's see how many black kids are going to be shot down in Chicago and Baltimore by this time tomorrow afternoon. And I want you to see if any of these folks are going to be there protesting what happened to those kids. So don't say it's too late. So when he says it's too late, it's not too late. No, I answered the question, Mr. Senior, and they use you to talk to me.
No, Mr.
So
Vernon.
they say
No, Mr.
there's no
Vernon.
control of
It's
the
me and you.
Negroes.
It's me
So let's talk.
My question.
Now, man, now you've had opportunity. Now let somebody else. See, you know what? That's the problem.
That's okay.
You know what I want to do? You just want attention. Now let's talk. Hey, Mr. Porter.
What is the change you want to see? Are you for red flags? Are you for mental health? Are you for assault rifle ban? Which one are you?
Here's what I'm for. Here's what I'm for. Before we talk about banning anything, let's sit down and find out what the real issues are. There are some people who have some mental issues. Are we doing enough to address mental issues? That's a big part of this. Let's do that. So I'm sitting down, I'm open to things that are constructive. I'm open to things that are constructive, but I am not going to go off with a knee-jerk reaction. And when I see the hypocrites, they want to make an issue of this, but kids are being shot down every day, and nobody say a damn thing about it.
How are the kids
every day?
But what change are you willing to make?
I don't know what change I'm willing to make. I'm willing to sit down and have those discussions.
You don't have one idea at all?
I got a lot of ideas.
Give me a
lot of ideas. Sit down, let's have a conversation.
We're having conversations. What's the one thing you want to change?
So wait a minute. We have New York City, Chicago has the most restrictive gun laws. Is that not true? Now hold on now. Let's be honest. Now they have the most restrictive gun laws. How many people get shot down a weekend in Chicago? Let me ask. Answer my question for a change. Answer my question for a change, Mr. Reporter.
Hey, Vernon.
Now you know answer. You know me.
You and I.
You know me. You're not going to answer the question.
You're not going to do that.
Next question.
Yeah, that's it.
Next question.
You can't handle the question. We all agree that what happened was a tragedy. What message do you have for the families that lost
And you know what? You hit the nail on the head. To those family members who suffer this tragic loss, my heart goes out to you.
What are you going to do?
That has to be something that no parent should have to experience. So my heart goes out to my prayers, and I want all violence to stop, all violence. Why do we wait till an incident here, an incident there that makes the news every single night? By this time tomorrow, let's check and see how many are going to be killed in Chicago, Baltimore, New York, and let's see where we're going to see the outrage for that. Let's look at how many law enforcement officers are going to be shot and killed. Let's look at it across the board. But my heart goes out to that family. Let's go.
I want you to go to the 12-year-old who had to put blood on her to stay alive because the gunman, so he wouldn't kill her. Explain that to the 12-year-old baby that put blood on her and laid on that floor and took that phone and called 911.
And you explain it to that mother who lost her 8-year-old baby girl shot down in Atlanta through the car. You won't come down here. What you got? What you got?
What is it? I'm not yelling. What do you mean when you keep using that example? Are you saying more people out with guns than the kids that are getting shot in Atlanta?
No, what I'm saying is very simple. Taking away the Second Amendment is not going to solve this problem. New York City and Chicago have the most restrictive gun laws in the country. We're still having shootings. But we also know people who have mental issues are having committed many of these crimes. I think mental issues are part. I think we need to take a comprehensive approach. So let's see what, you know what, there's no one shot, there's no one bullet that can solve this problem. But what we need to do is to have a conversation about it. How can we move to the next phase? What can we do? Because you and I both know legislation can't control what someone does. We have 2 strikes you out on the books right now. If you murder somebody the second time, you get life in prison. Somebody comes out and they still do it the second time. So you can't always control people's behavior. But what we can do is, how can we help with these schools, make these schools more safer?
Well, why do you think someone needs something? Like, I'm not saying that people should have access to certain kinds of guns, but why do you think
he is pro-NRA?
I am pro-NRA. Let me be clear. I am pro-NRA. I am
a United States veteran. People, this man will not talk to me. He's afraid to talk to me. What about the part of the second? You are afraid of the truth. You are afraid of the truth. United States veteran. So I don't need AK-47.
Now I'm talking to you. I have a question. What's your question?
God forgives you.
What is your question? Okay, what is your question?
I don't need to walk
So he's
around
going
with
to have a question. You have any more questions?
You gonna let me have? You gonna let me have?
Ask the question then.
Sir, if I don't need to walk around with a damn assault weapon and I fought a bad for country, then why represent members like you that support these lobbyists that do this.
I support.
You are supporting a lobby.
I support.
You are supporting the
See, now you won't let me.
They don't care.
I'm not gonna talk to them.
You are afraid of the truth. What about the part of the Second Amendment? What about the part of the Second Amendment that says well regulated? It's not well regulated.
Chicago.
It is not.
It's not regulated in New York City.
It's not.
The most restrictive laws in the world. You had a chance. I never got. I'll take your question, brother.
You can't say Chicago is wrong
But
too.
they have restricted gun laws. They do, don't they?
Hold on, can I tell you about-
Just ask my question. Ma'am, you got a
I
question?
never actually got to ask my question. Man.
Okay. So, yes, I'm going back.
You're brain dead.
So look, I know we all want to
are
ban
state rep and
weapons
you're
and everything, but they're already in the street. So what we have to do instead of fighting to ban them, it's already going to be here. We need to put a tax on these weapons and these bullets to protect our schools. You can't stop anybody from doing something crazy. A lot of these places we go to, we have security, but you never know somebody's motive. So our argument shouldn't be to stop the weapons because they're already here. But let's control the narrative of it. Let's have some stricter, stricter laws.
the sanctions that allow for gun
I
violence.
never got to tell you my
Gun violence in Mexico. Hey, gun violence in Mexico.
What?